The castles and mansions of Scotland are renowned the world over for housing more than their fair share of ghosts. In these houses, generations of family history is kept alive through art, architecture and stories. The National Trust for Scotland manages many sites where curses were cast and infidelity and murder have taken place. Culzean Castle in Ayrshire, an elegant exterior used to good effect in the horror film The Wicker Man. Let's see what lurks inside.
Now on the oval staircase here, various apparitions have been seen, mostly of ladies, the white lady, the green lady, and occasionally there's a maid scurrying around.
Not just ghosts, sometimes strange objects too.
Here we are in the state's bedroom, and another thing that people experience here is as they look into this mirror, their face changes.
Ghosts have been considered the earthbound spirit of a person, often looking for vengeance for a loss or betrayal. You can almost feel the ghostly inhabitants watching you as you pass through their home. As you enter the armoury, the vast array of weapons may be unsettling to some, but perhaps what lies directly below this room holds a darker secret. Robert Burns described the caves below the castle as the meeting place of witches on Halloween.
Upon that night when fairies light on castles doonings dance, or hour that lays in splendid blaze, on sprightly coursers prance, or for Culzean the route is ta'en, beneath the moon's pale beams, there up the cove to stray and rove, among the rocks and streams, to sport that night.
Crathis Castle, home of the Burnet family for over 350 years, and also to one of the many ghostly green ladies of Scotland, and her child.
Whilst workmen were working here underneath the hearthstone in the fireplace here in the Green Lady's room, there were skeletal remains found.
The Green Lady appears by the fireplace, picks up her baby, and then disappears. Sometimes one of the deceased lairds takes out his pipe and lights up.
That's odd. There shouldn't be anybody smoking in the castle. The room was full of people, and somebody else, the visitors smelt it.
Crathis Castle, with its magnificent gardens, has entertained many guests through the centuries. Doubtless many untold stories are kept secret within. Green ladies were perhaps so described because the colour was associated with misfortune and death, but a house cloaked in green was considered to be protected. Some of the guests at Fyvie Castle could have done with a little more protection.
Below the charter room is a sealed chamber. It was originally the dungeon of the castle. And a prisoner, about 500 years ago, put a curse on which said that anyone entering there, they would die and their wife would go blind. And this has happened on 2 occasions. So since the National Trust or Scotland took over, they prefer to leave well alone, and I understand there are no plans to do anything with the sealed chamber.
Ghosts don't always need to be visibly scary. Fyvie Castle's Green Lady manifests her presence with the sweet smell of roses.
But as when summer noon is high, a fearful cloud bedims the sky, a sudden memory of pain arises from the bright refrain. Roses, roses, roses. I watch a figure to and fro 'mong summer roses long ago, herself a rose as blithe as they. Alas, how soon they pass away. Roses, roses, roses.
Newhales, near Edinburgh, is a decadent Georgian villa scarred by a bloody history.
The story is about a butler and a footman who were fighting over the affections of another servant, a woman servant, a maid in the house. This would be about the middle of the 19th century. The two men were fighting over the right of who had the right to take this girl out that night. And the fight started upstairs in the family quarters and was quickly pushed downstairs by the other servants. The two carried on fighting. They came down the stairs into the kitchen. The cook threw them out of the kitchen, and they came up here to this area here, and just behind me the fight ended up in the tunnel, where it began to get quite nasty and they were pushing and shoving each other. And one of them pushed the other's head hard against the tunnel wall. It cracked his skull, and that servant died. And after the trial, apparently, the man was found guilty of at least manslaughter and was sentenced to death.
This house would excite any horror film maker. The Dalrymple family had great taste in fine furnishings and lush rococo interiors, but some of their more public decisions were less than savoury. For instance, John Dalrymple, known as the Master of Stair or the Bloody Stair, was responsible for the massacre of Glencoe. Newhales is a house haunted by stories of misfortune and dark deeds, if not by actual ghosts. Old National Trust for Scotland houses often feel cold. Floorboards creak, doors groan. Family possessions, furniture and art can all distract the eye. The sights, sounds and smells of old rooms can make your brain work overtime. Your imagination will often run riot through the strange and intriguing stories that pepper any great family's history. Centuries of times past have a way of tapping you on the shoulder in these ancient family homes. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, any visit may well send an unexpected shiver down your spine.